Hey, what's up guys, you good Gypsy, and I'm back here today bringing you guys my week 3 game for DPL. This week we're taking on the TOX specs, so definitely a reasonably strong side. I'm facing Ves, probably their strongest player. This dude talks a lot of shit, but he's got the skill to back it up in most cases. He was on the Young Goaters with me last season, and he had a really good season. I think he went positive. I think he was like 4-3, 4-2, something like that. Yeah, definitely played well. He actually piloted this team for most of his, I think most, if not all of the games he played. And this is actually a semi-stall team that I built for the Young Goaters. I drafted this one, and so I'm pretty familiar with how it functions and how Vez is going to want to approach this game. But you know, that being said, it's still a very well assembled team, so it's going to be difficult to break if not played properly around. This is always going to be a hype game. Vez, strong player, and definitely one of the stronger ORAS players in the Draft Premier League. I feel like the ORAS pool's kind of like, obviously less players play ORAS and are good at ORAS. I think a lot more players play Sun and Moon because it's the new gen. You got a lot of newcomers and stuff like that. There's not a lot of talent in the ORAS kind of pool, but the people who are good at ORAS are pretty good at ORAS. So if that makes sense, yeah, Ves is definitely a strong candidate amongst the ORAS players. So yeah, it should be a good one. But yeah, I brought some sauce this game, so we're gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna lead off with my guard, my Lando here actually. Led Lando to kind of counter lead a lead by Ves that would counter lead a guard, because guard's such an obvious lead versus this team. But he leads to Sableye here, and I am just going to hard out into my guard, expecting him not to wisp that turn, and instead to just go for the fake out to just guarantee off his mega. I could have gone ape there on the Willow Wisp there, which he gained more by getting a little bit of chip with the fake out. And if I get burnt on guard, it's not the end of the world anyway. So we get guard in on Sableye as he does reveal fake out, so he's not going to be running protect. He's going to be fake out, something like potentially knock, wisp, maybe toxic, and then recover. I'm going to hard out here into Rotom as he himself goes out into Snorlax here. This kind of tells me that like Snorlax is his sort of safest immediate switch into guard, which is good information to have. He's not fearing taking hits with it, so it's potentially rest. It could also be AV, so this is all sort of useful information for me to have. I'm going to Volt here. No way he goes Gligar. His play is always to go Pharaoh or to go into Sableye expecting the Wisp or the Trick. Trick is definitely something, like, is definitely a way that Rotom can lure opposing fat grasses, and obviously it would also be a nice way of nerfing the lax there. So yeah, Sableye made a lot of sense. It was a good switch. Like, it looks kind of weird because I'm Volting here, but Sableye covered a lot of the ways that Rotom could cripple Pharaoh. So I'm gonna Volt as I go out into my Infernape here. As this turn I am just going to switch out back into my guard as he does just fire off the fake out. And this turn I'm going to mega up. No, I'm going to double back into my guard. So I go into ape to kind of see, like, is he going to play this? Is he going to play this game where he just stays in and fakes out everything? It kind of gives me this early information on the way he's going to play Sableye, how much he values it, and he does indeed stay in and fake out. So I'm going to double back into my ape as he goes hard out into his Pharaoh on my guard. This is going to give me my rocks this turn, and I am actually HP Ice on this ape, so I can catch this Gligar. And removing Gligar really opens up Lando, so it's kind of like one of the game plans here. So I'm going to go for the HP Ice as he actually outspeeds my ape. I'm a very bulky, but like mixed. No, I'm not bulky actually. This is just like max attack, max special attack ape. So yeah, I'm like the literal definition of a mixed ape here. So his Gligar, I thought he was scarfed actually when this happened, but he revealed after the game to me that he was actually just a really speedy Gligar lacking a lot of bulk there. So yeah, he gets taken out by the Hidden Power Ice, as this is looking really nice. So he's going to go into Laddie here. I'm just going to go hard into Klefki. Takes a Spec Shadow Ball or a Life Orb Shadow Ball or something aimed at guard, and he's just going to fire off the Psychic, and this does 37, so that's definitely specs. I'm going to go hard for the switcheroo here, catching his Pharaoh. Hard Sableye was a really risky play on his part, like trying to catch a spike there. I feel like Pharaoh is just such a a no drawback switch on Ves's part there. It scouts for the offensive clef key. It also scouts just for me wanting to go for spikes, as he can just spike up himself, which my team obviously doesn't appreciate hazards getting up. And yeah, switcheroo obviously caught Pharaoh, and it caught the Snorlax as well if you want to switch into that, as well as the Talon. So gonna go for the switcheroo and cripple this Pharaoh, which is step 1 in my superior going in. So he's going to go for the gyro, and I am this turn just going to go for a sub, expecting him to not want this superior to capitalize too much on this Pharaoh. Whilst he does have a Talon in the back, I could be any kind of manner of superior. I could be sub, which can eventually outstall his gyro PP. He's only got 8 of those, so I expect him to make some kind of switch here, but he is intent on just staying in and clicking gyro. So he's going to break my sub here, as I am just going to synth up. So I'm just sub serp at this point. He's going to go for the gyro once more, and this turn I'm going to reveal that I'm actually coil, so I'm a bit of an unconventional serp here, but there's definitely a reason behind it. So yeah, we're going to get up to +1, and this turn I am going to sub up. I'm EV to have my sub not broken by a minimally invested Pharaoh's gyro at +1 defense. So that's really nice for us. I can just Dragon Tail this laddie out, so I'm actually sub synth coil detail, because yeah, it just goes in this game. So he's gonna get taken out back into his lax here and take Rock's chip, reveal lefties, so he's not a Assault Vest. I'm gonna sub up here as he actually does go for the yawn, maybe trying to catch me there on a synth, but with my boosted defenses, there's no way Lax was taking out my sub. They're a +1 defense, especially that he'd revealed lefties. He wasn't like a band or something like that. So yeah, I'm going to be able to synth up again here, as he's going to bring the Pharaoh in on my Serp, and he's actually going to reveal to be Hidden Power Fire here, as I just get another coil up at this point, thinking that I can just coil up on his Gyros, but he reveals Hidden Power Fire, which is kind of interesting. A nice way of hitting Serp whilst also hitting Klefki, I guess. I don't think I had a 4 times weak Firemon on my team, so not quite sure what that was for. I suppose like not running out of, I guess like if he ran out of PP for Gyro Ball, he still had a way of chipping down Serp. Like that's the only reason I can think that he'd run it, but regardless, even as Specs Hidden Power Fire isn't breaking my Serp sub here, so I can just continue setting up on this Pharaoh. Ideally getting to plus 6 on this, which is going to really kind of hamper him, whilst Dragon Tails will be doing nothing to Pharaoh, even at +6. It's going to be forcing the Rock's residual on the rest of his team, and ideally getting rid of Talon for my Infernape to really have an impact in this endgame. So yeah, I'm just going to continue subbing up, as he's just going to spam Hidden Power Fire. Really not much you can do. I'm going to speed this up because this process goes on for quite a while. I'm just subbing, wanting to get to +6 and wanting to burn through his Hidden Power Fires, because that's really the only way he can take Serp on at this point. So this turn he's gonna break my sub here, and where is it? Yeah, so he's going to break my sub here as I go for the synth, and he's going to make the switch out to Laddie, which was a nice play. This put him in a good spot. Also, he thought from like his perspective, Draco is like, depending on my spread, obviously he doesn't know my spread, but just to like a defensive Serb, like a max HP Serb, Draco's still got a fantastic chance to take it out. But I do have Spit F on this Serp in order to live a Specs Laddie's Draco from full. And that's actually going to be what happens. So he's going to drop the Specs Draco, and that is going to do 97, and we're going to synth right back up, get up to a nice amount. And this turn I am just going to sub. No, I'm going to synth up here, sorry. I synth up, and this turn I can just Dragon Tail, because there's really nothing this Talon can do by critting me to take out my Serp. And I've now got his Talon in range of another switch into Rocks, so he's going to recover up here with Sableye, as I am just going to Dragon Tail out his Serp. I think there he probably could have faked out, I guess, with his Sab, unless he predicted me to go into something like my Infernape or my Guard, which would have lost him some momentum there and left him weakened. So I can understand the recover there, but ultimately it just led to his Talon dying, so that's really nice for me. This Serp is putting in the work, so this time I'm going to switch hard into Klefki on his Draco, as he does drop that. Now Laddie's in range of Rocks, which is really nice, so I'm just going to double out into my Gardevoir here. which caught the Sableye intending to come in on like a spike or something like that from my clef key. It also caught his lax, because if this is some curse variant of lax, I don't want that getting out of control. I am encore on this Mega Guard, so I can kind of cripple that thing if he does want to start setting up. And yeah, I'm just going to wish up here as he does go for the return. That reveals to be like kind of uninvested. Maybe he's got like a little bit of investment, but he's certainly not like physically offensive. So this time I'm going to protect up and then encore him here into his curse, which is going to be nice. So I can just throw up a wish here, I think. No, I have a waste there actually. I have a waste there, I think, expecting Pharaoh, because I want to get some form of chip off on this Pharaoh. So I'm going to slow it down again. As I am going to protect here. I know he's choice locked, so he can't change up his moves. So I'm just going to wish up here. And yeah, just get back up to a nice amount with my guard. I don't really need guard at this point. Like Pharaoh's won the game. No, not Pharaoh. My Infernape's won the game essentially at this point, as well as my Lando. I'm like Earth Plate on my Lando. So yeah, both are looking really, really clean at this point. But there's no harm in kind of scouting a switch that he could make there with Pharaoh. I think felt like it was more likely he was going to switch out, expecting me to switch myself, or just continue staying with guard. He wasn't really winning that exchange, so he's going to go back out into his Snorlax here, and I'm just going to go hard into my Rotom. I'm kind of curious as to what this Lax can throw at me. If he is cursed, like I've always got Encore in the back. I've got Expert Belt, Close Combat on Abe. We're pretty sweet, and I've got like a defensive Serp with Dragon Tail. So yeah, this Lax is really not going to cause too much of an issue, but he's actually going to reveal Yawn. So he's Yawn, Curse, Return. He could be Rest. I don't know at this point, but then he's not Sleep Talk, so I can kind of abuse that. But he's actually going to reveal Protect, and he's Protect, Yawn, Return, and Curse. That's really interesting set. And it is going to force my Rotom to sleep here, as he is just going to go for the return. So he's not recovery, which is nice outside of lefties. So I can just throw off a burn here and cripple his Lax, which is going to be really nice. Really nice for me here, as I can just Pain Split up now, bring him down to a nice chunk. As yeah, we take that crit pretty well, and it's 31. So I'm just going to Volt out here into my guard, as no, I go into my Lando here actually. As he is just going to go for the Yawn, and this turn I switch out into my guard. Yeah. So here I switch out into my guard, just getting the Intimidate off before I went out into this, and just in case he crit me, it would do significantly less at neutral burnt than like +1 burnt. So I can just roost up here, or just wish up, as he's going to go into his Pharaoh. I just kind of rinse and repeat the process with guard of wish tacting, scouting what he wants to lock himself into, and yeah, I'm going to go into my Ape here, because Ape's at full, and it's really just threatens the rest of his team. He's gonna sack off his Lax here to my Blitz, which is pretty nice. Now this thing's out of the way. It was definitely his most expendable one at that point, and he's going to bring back in his Sableye. I'm going to go hard out into my Clef Key, as it obviously tanked the Fake Out, and can threaten this with a Dazzling Gleam. I'm offensive Clef Key, so that's going to do a nice chunk. Going to do 59% to this Mega Sab, as this Pharaoh is going to come in here and yeah, eat up that Dazzling Gleam. So now I'm going to go out into my Lando here, and I can just click EQ. I am Earth Plate here, so it's going to do a lot, as that Gyro does 33% to me, quite a lot, but we will be able to take another, and I can just take out this Pharaoh with the EQ. And yeah, he's going to be last more on Sab, so I'm just going to switch hard into my guard so we can get the final kill here with the Hyper Voice. This thing really put in the work this game, like guard and Serp really just putting the team on its back. And yeah, we're going to take him out here with a Hyper Voice. Yeah, so that was my week 3 against Vez. Good game, Vez. A bit of banter at the end there, but all in good fun. He knew that. Spoke to him after the game. Yeah, he took this loss like really well. And yeah, it was definitely a fun one. I think the Serp ultimately just caught him off guard. Fair enough, it definitely would have caught me off guard too. So yeah, it was definitely a nice one for the Crit City boys. I think this was I don't think this was the final game. I think this was like it was like one of the last games, but Jacob ended up closing out the week for us with a nice win, putting us at I think we're like 2-1 at this point after this week, so that was pretty nice. But yeah, good game to Vez, good series with the PEX, TOX specs. There was some fucking drama that week though, fuck. There was a lot of drama in between the teams and just in between DPL in general. It was a bit of a shit show, but yeah, definitely a fun one. And yeah, good to see Sir put in the work, but that's going to be it. Look out for my week 4 game. I'll probably try and have that up, I don't know, sometime next week. I got a lot of shit happening this week, but yeah, look out for that. That should be a good one, and I'll catch you guys next time.